tunnel?
I went like this.
No.
It was very flaily. No, you didn't think so? It felt flaily.
Anybody? Why
Too soon thinking about the next one.
I think she pulled way too soon. Define too soon.
Before the dog was committed.
Yeah.
He came over the jump, he was looking at me before he saw the tunnel.
Lie down.
And why was that?
Lie down.
Why was he looking at me instead of... Because I hadn't given him any other information.
Okay. Basically,
Because if I'd said tunnel...
The point being, she moved laterally before the dog got a verbal tunnel cue. Okay? Very good. The rest of it was good. You can try for a little bit tighter from here if you want.
You want me to be a little bit closer, you mean?
Yes,
Okay.
because the tighter you can be, obviously the better.
Okay.
But, you know, I mean, everybody's got range of skills with the way the jumping before or not. So I think you can be tighter than you were.
Okay.
But for the first time, that was good.
Break the tunnel. Jump.
Try it with an outside arm.
Okay.
You actually send him a little bit. Why do I say that? Just guess.
Because he's still jumping a little bit like this.
Well, that's a part of it, but that's not the reason. That's not the answer to my question.
Oh.
You guys, I told her to add a little outside arm. Why?
You want a tighter turn?
Okay. Yes, I think he needs a little bit more collection. Why do you think I say that? It's not the tightness. When you go home and look at your video, hopefully she's got it at a good enough angle. I mean, I actually thought she pretty much had a perpendicular approach. I mean, it was pretty close. But it was a pretty ugly jumping effort.
Okay.
Would you all agree with that? Could you even tell? Could you tell?
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Okay, what happened, and I think this might relate back to some of the stuff we saw this morning, was he took off very close to the base of the jump, but he didn't land at the same distance. He landed beyond. He basically overjumped. He didn't actually jump in with a round arc. He still jumped it fairly extended, even though he was close to the base.
Okay.
Which, if they do that, in order to keep the bar up, it means they have to overjump. So it becomes this big, ugly jumping effort because that's exactly what you don't want. Okay. So I think if you add a little bit of outside arm,
Okay.
he will actually change his arc as opposed to just his takeoff spot.
Okay.
All right. What happened was he did kind of come around the corner and boom, there was the jump. Okay. But if he was collected when he was boom, there was the jump. Hopefully you get a nice arc and not that awkward arc. You'll be able to see it on your thing.
Okay.
I hope. So anyway, same thing, just with an outside arm a little bit.
Oh.
Next, be ready. Because you're going to ace this one. You got to go down. Okay.
Down. Break.
Okay. All right. That was much better. You'll be able to see the difference on your...
Wow, that was amazing! He completely... Sorry. It was completely different than how he jumped it last time.
Well, your cues were a lot different as well. I mean, I believe your body was about the same. But it was
I
just
feel like the only
difference
thing
in
I
way.
did was bring it up and...
That's right. You don't have to do that with all dogs, but this dog, I felt, needed it.
Okay.
Actually, otherwise I wouldn't have said it.
Cool. That's fun. Thanks, Linda.
This to somebody else. You have to be a little careful. Your tone cue for the blue tunnel was seemingly very good.
Seemingly, which means it wasn't.
Well, the reason why it worries me is because I really thought there needed to be a jump cue first.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's a little different if you're like stacking the commands and the jump's already in the way. You see what I'm saying?
You don't think that one's in the way because of the motion?
It's the tunnel is not lined up with the jump. If I did what you did, my dog would pull off the jump and go in straight into the tunnel.
Okay.
Okay, meaning it's not already on his path.
Okay.
So this would be on the path.
Yeah, I would have no problem saying tunnel without a jump cue here.
Okay.
But not when if you're trying to cue a jump when your motion doesn't support it. You're decelerating.
Okay.
I think you should be saying jump.
Okay.
Otherwise, how's the dog know that which is the jump?
That I don't mean that into the tunnel, potentially?
Well, or that you just, I mean, you can confuse the dog what is a jump.
Okay.
If he's not looking at the tunnel, he's looking at a jump, and you say blah blah, you can start assuming that blah blah is the name of that thing.
Okay.
Right? So you have to be a little careful. I don't like stacking. I'm very worried about stacking commands anyway, for that reason.
Okay.
If you really want the dog to have good verbal discrimination, if I say tunnel when he's looking at a jump too often, he's going to think that's the tunnel.
Okay.
Right? I mean, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
The thing that bothered me there was he couldn't see the tunnel opening. I mean, he could, but he had to look to find it. So I would have been more inclined to say jump, and then tunnel very immediately after that.
Okay.
Not tunnel instead of jump in
Okay.
this context. But otherwise, it was nice. So do it again. I mean, I know she probably said it that early because I suggested to somebody else before it went early. But
I've been trying to be early since
I know. And I knew I caused
Mark
that.
yourself as bold.
But can you see my
Mark yourself
rationale?
as
I don't
bold.
remember what happened on the other dog, whether there was a jump cue before, and so it didn't totally be a problem with the other dog, whoever it was. But when I watched her do that, I thought, that's a problem.
Jump. Tunnel.
Anyway, so that's more of the timing I think is appropriate. That felt to me like it was consistent, won't lead to any problems. Dog knew what he wanted him to do. That was good. That would, to me, even though the other one was probably a little bit faster because he maintained extension there.
Okay.
Over
still
time,
rather
if I was going to choose a way to cue it, that's the way I would be doing it. I mean, you could do that maybe once in a while. Like if you're in the Grand Prix and you want to win the Grand Prix and you want to gamble and say, I'm going to do it like that. But I wouldn't do that
Don't make it the
as a
habit.
routine. Yes.
Do you think
That was
he
nice.
looks okay jumping at 24?
Yeah.
My eventual goal
The
is
only
26.
problem was this here, was that at 24 at that time, or was
Yeah, they've all been at 24.
okay? That he's not comfortable what he happened this morning, but those things all you have to do is go home and work
Training.
on the whole.
Okay, but he doesn't look like he's struggling right now.